Hey, this is Chris with the Rockabilly Scuffling Channel, and it is 2023. Hot damn, still got my hot rod I'm building. So, it's my first video for the year. I'm recording with a new camera. I'm recording with a GoPro Hero 9. So tell me if my content's getting better, like with steadiness and etc. So, kind of let y'all know the updates that's been going on. For y'all that follow me over on Instagram, you'll notice that I've been posting pictures of my truck that I used to drive. I used to work for Swift. They let me go over a couple of reasons, which total BS. But while I was trucking, I didn't have time to record nothing because on my days off, I was here at home spending time with the family and getting things that need to be done around the house. And then if not that, I was on the road going to my spots I need to make deliveries to, and that's it. I really didn't have a life at all. So now I'm back at home. I got more time with these cars, so I'm gonna do what I can with them, with what I can. There's some setbacks that's happened. I'm not going to get into that, but things will eventually get better. So, enough on that. Let me turn the camera around and show y'all what I'm doing today. My starter, this is the starter I had on the car when it was freshly rebuilt. Okay. The guys down at Starters rebuilt this, my starter, sandblasted it and rebuilt it. And they also upped the amperage in it and made it a little hotter, spark in it, so therefore it will turn over a little faster. Second thing is, I'm going to change out the spark plugs, but I was just going to clean these E3s up and go with them. Just enough to get the car started and boom, done. And then I was going to change out the spark plugs and do a tune-up on it. Okay, I got 7. I'm missing the 8th one. And again, small town. Can only get me the taller ones. Which taller is the electro setup right here is taller. And I'm running flat top pistons, and yeah, we don't know. It might slap the pistons. So these E3s is what I use. Of course, since I got MSD ignition system with an Edelbrock coil and a Summit Racing's computer inside of it, it sends a hotter spark. So therefore this definitely, you can tell a difference in these spark plugs. So yeah, clean this shop up because I've been gone for like 4 to 6 months. Yeah, closer to 6 months. From schooling to being actually on the road. So I forgot where all these little things are. Worse apart, I forgot how this car is actually set up to a point with all the little tiny bolts and stuff. Okay. So yeah. Just because I don't got one spark plug. Oh yeah, and y'all looking at my distributor, you'll see my distributor cap's off. It's set in that box because I broke the cap. Well, the cap is, it's glued, and I'm thinking like maybe I shouldn't just glue it. Maybe I just go buy a new one since they're $22. So yeah, that's what I got to do. But then I could start the car up with no water in it right at the moment. Even though I got everything to put, which yeah, I'm gonna put the radiator back in here and do that. The rate why everything's loose still is because I had to lift the motor basically out to put the headers in. I was gonna have this header sandblasted, but I was thinking, man, I sandblast them and paint them black, and then I run the car here in about a month. It's gonna look exactly the same. So rusty headers are back in it. So, and they're fine. I mean, I bottomed out a couple times and scraped the bottoms of them, but they're fine. There's no holes in them. So yeah, I get out here every time when I got popped in at home. I'd come out here, and actually with all these other two motors, I would hook a bolt to them or a socket to them and use my breaker over bar and would spin the motors over. So my C18 DET that's going in the 240SX turns over. My LS that's going to go into the S10, it turns over. And the little 302 for the Maverick turns over. So yeah. And where is it at? Okay guys, I decided to say screw it and go with a different approach on this engine. So today we are going to get the little 302 at least 2 bust off. Now I'm not going to let this engine start more than just a few seconds because 1, there is oil in it. 2, there is no water in it. 3, the headers are not fully connected to it, so I don't want to bend a valve by letting this engine completely warm up. So just gonna get it where it'll and then die, basically with starting fluid. So I'm gonna roll back to the clip where I showed you my starter in 3, 2, 1. Now welcome back. There, that starter is now underneath the car, mounted up to this little engine. You see my distributor is on, so the piece is glued back. It's holding so far, even though yes, I will replace it later on. Still got to wire up the engine. It's simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. Okay. We're going to throw the old plugs back in it. They don't look too great, but they will certainly work. Also, I have 7 plugs. I do not have 8 plugs. So I got a stock Motorcraft 18 plug. SP-420, smoke it, -X. So when I mean 18 is there is a 14 that is a smaller plug, and the earlier models took an 18. I can't remember if that's the thread pitch or what, so sorry, excuse me. So that's on. Also, I got 2 bolts, 7-inch bolts. They're 3/8. I took a bolt, stuck it in the head, and I got my thread pitch. So now do that. Now I'm not gonna just put these in and then willy-nilly. Look, I got it, found it in. No. What I am gonna do is come over here, and this piece of rod right here is gonna be my spacer. So we're going to measure it. I need a small spacer to keep the AC compressor off of the engine head right down there. Then I need a spacer to go, see, I need a spacer to go from here to here to keep me off of the engine head. Then I need another spacer to go from here to here. So therefore, when it bolts down, it doesn't bend these tabs to where they end up breaking. And it makes it nice and strong. Do that, then I can put my belt back on, get my belt on, well, do my spark plugs, put them all in, and then wire it up. I need a jumper wire from my coil to my distributor. Go find wherever that thing is in space somewhere. I don't know, but find that. I guess I'll go ahead and hook my radiator up and fill it up with water. Hopefully there's no leaks. Hopefully the hose clamps fit. I don't know, but then we'll start the engine with the starter fluid. I wish I had some brake cleaner. I'd much rather do it that way, but I got what I got. So yeah, now to finish this little motor to where it's fully good to go, I need to put a breather on that side of the valve cover. The last one was crushed because my stupid stuff laid on top of the air cleaner and shut the hood, and what do you know, it crushed it. So I need to do that. I want to redo something about my setup right there. Whoa, can't see it. Yeah, that. I want to make that shorter and make it look better. Plus, I don't want to do like, oh, let me put this over here. That works. All right, let me put the bolts right here. Okay, this. If you look, this is a fuel pressure regulator. I want to get rid of this and this. I haven't had a leak, okay, but I want to get AN fittings to fit this. So I got one here and one here. This is the line to come in. I need to come over here and see this contraption. This is what I did when I was 20. Reduced to one of these. And then a rubber line crimped on and ran through. Now when I started tearing this car down and wanted to rebuild it, I automatically knew I don't want to do that again. So we're going to start from here and put AN fittings to take this nylon. It's not metal braided, it's nylon. Okay, I'm back, but we're going to start from there and we're going to put this nylon stuff that I got. So yeah, it's cut in a few pieces, so I think I have enough to go from the metal braided line up and over to this side and go right down there on that tab, and then shoot up and back over to another AN fitting that screws in right into the fuel rail, and then up into my carburetor. Yeah, I want to do that, but not today. I don't have no AN fittings. So I do, but they ain't gonna fit. So yeah, throw that over here. So yeah, I gotta find 2 bolts to hold this thing in, but then also gotta take these off and find out what the thread pitch for these are, get the correct AN fittings. But today, we're not worried about fuel. Today, we are gonna wonder about the AC compressor. We'll get the AC compressor on, and then we're going to figure out where we're gonna bolt this doohickey up. This is my adjuster for my belt. So I don't know, I might see if I could bolt onto something on the water pump. Then again, I might go right off the air compressor or the AC compressor like I have been doing. I don't know, I will find out. So yeah, I'll do that, and then shit moved. So yeah, make sure we didn't have another rat. Fuck those rats. But to cut my compressor, or to cut that line, this thing is a mess. Oh yeah. This doohickey. This is a really awesome tool to have when you're wanting to cut pipe. So watch, it's a real quick video as I show y'all how to do this. Okay, so on this dude right here with this pipe. If y'all don't know how to use this, well, sit back and watch this, Buttercup. So what you're gonna do is use this in lefty, loosey, righty, tighty, like normal, like anything. You're gonna put this in and set it right between these two rollers. They're on this side. They'll set there. Then you're gonna tighten this one righty-tighty until you feel just enough. And then you go around. Go around till it's nice and loose. Go again. God, I think I tightened that one too tight. It does take a while to do this. Oh. And there we go. You can see right here where, well, that's dirt, but right there you can see where I've been cutting it. And yeah, now I did not measure this to cut for the compressor because I have 5 feet of this rod. I have well more than plenty enough to do what I need to do. I just wanted to show y'all if y'all don't know how to use these, so go to your normal local parts store and pick you up a pipe cutter like this. They're pretty damn cheap. So, but who knows, this might actually work. I doubt it. Let's find out. Well, hot damn. I think that's actually gonna work. So I'll measure again. I'll put a mark on there and I'll recut this same size one more time to go right there. Okay, so what I need to do now is I'm making the space in between the two flanges. So we're going to measure, and it's marked out on my tape measure because over time using it, but I know it's 3 inches and 1/4, so 3 1/4. So you need to come over here, measure 3 1/4. Here, cut it once, 3 1/4 again, and cut.
Wild mortals and the gods, untouched by sorrow.
Okay guys, well, I'm not gonna be able to start the car because I don't have the coil wire from the coil to the distributor. I'm missing that, and I can't just run to the store and get one right now because I ain't got no money. So if you don't mind, shoot me a message over on Instagram, tell me what size you want, PayPal me the money, and I'll make a shirt for you. Go ask Dude with the Wrenches. He won one of my shirts I was giving away. So I'm glad to see that buddy making it in the YouTube world. So yeah. But what I am going to do, though, we're going to turn this engine over. Give it some fire. So got this in. Damn, that battery dead. Alright. Let's give it some juice. Says it's ready. She ain't turning. Okay. Well, we're gonna... Oh shit, that bitch is way down in there. Put a socket on there and see if we can turn it over by hand. Okay, I don't know what's going on. We're going to pull that starter back out and see if it's something up with the starter, because this engine turns over by hand. Takes a 24mm bolt or socket, and I can turn it over with ease with the ratchet. So, oh yeah. This starter got rebuilt and it said it works. Wonder if I have it in right. I know I got it in right. So yeah, we got to figure this out. Okay, so here's the starter. It's been rebuilt. I showed you in the first part it got rebuilt. So let's test it out. Oh, come on. This thing will not. Yeah, this thing's not going to want to work. I got to have a battery connected to it first, and then I can jump this thing. Okay, so here's the starter. Got the battery connected. Let's see. That starter don't want to turn. This is weird. You see it sparking, but there's nothing going on. I'm gonna take this down to the parts store and have them test it out. There's something going on. In the meantime, I'm gonna let the batteries charge. Maybe it will, as dead as a hammer. Maybe it'll take a charge. Don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna take this down to the local parts store and just see if they'll test it and see if it works. Because I spent $45 or $40 on this thing to get it rebuilt, and he said it worked. And came home and I put it in 2 days after, because I had to leave, and I came back and I put it in. So don't tell me there's something up with this thing. So yeah, let me go find out what's going on with this thing. Yeah. So, okay, So here's how it's been going. For the past 30 minutes, I took the starter out, took it down to AutoZone, since that's the closest open parts store to me. And the first gentleman was new. He didn't know, he's not a car guy at all. He doesn't know nothing about cars. It's kind of funny to watch. But thank God another gentleman's there. He knows his stuff around these hot rods, so heck yeah. So they tested my starter, and the starter worked just fine. So we started talking, and we're thinking this wire, yeah, it's big and beefy. We're thinking maybe it has a voltage drop in it somewhere. It's not broken or nothing, but it's just not working. So I went to the 240 because I have this power wire going from the battery location box in the back all the way up to the front. So I cut me a chunk of the wire off and hooked the starter back up and put it in. Have not tried it yet, but we do have a different battery in. It's from the Durango, so it's all hooked up, it's charging. Let's see if this thing will start. We'll turn over, Lise. Well, there we go, guys. She turned over. Hell yeah. So 45, not 45, I keep thinking 45, $40 rebuilt starter, which is the original starter I had in here when I bought it new from the parts store. Can't remember I bought it, but yeah, $40 from the company Start Right here in Durant, Oklahoma, and he had it built within an hour. Hooked it in, heck yeah, powder coated, sandblasted, man, that thing looks pretty. So put it back in, and had it, the engine's almost ready to go. All things left was ba-boom, ba-boom. And I don't have no money left over, and I can't find a extra plug wire around here, or I would actually attempt it. I would spray some go-go juice fluid down in the carburetor and see if we can get this thing at least talking for a second, and then it would shut off. So yeah, but you can hear it compressing and exhaling, so the engine's doing great. Tell me if you heard anything weird out of that engine. To me, I think she's still good. Now, I am going to do a compression test on this engine once we get further on down the road. Because one, I let a buddy of mine, I cannot remember who, borrow my compression test kit. Well, what'd you know, it didn't come back. So, don't know what happened to it. It got stolen, is all I can say. So, yeah. But we have the compressor on. The compressor, it's nice and tight. The whole car is shaking. Okay. For some reason, the belt's not wanting to hook on. I don't know. Maybe I have this thing flipped upside down. Do I? No. But I do need to take some lacquer thinner and a rag and kind of clean up various spots that got a little bit of overspray on them. Do need to clean that up. I need to clean my chrome off. I need to clean the hoses, the lightning rods, lightning wires up. I need to do a lot of cleaning on this. I have no way to tell about the engine, like what temperature or anything right now, because I'm getting rid of the gauges I did have in it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to buy a complete kit of gauges that come with oil temperature, and then, or not oil temperature, but oil pressure, water temperature, and etc. stuff like that, but it'd be all electronic. So yeah, that's going to be later on down the road, because I'll see that spot over there. I need to make a plate to go over that. So yeah, Need to put my brakes back in here and at least mount my brakes up and see if I can get brakes working. That'll probably be on the next video. I am taking this master cylinder out here and take a scouring brush to it, clean it up, get it working, and see about the proportioning valve. I don't know, maybe I could get the proportioning valve working and put it in here and hook the lines up and come over here and figure about this. Because look at this, watch that. Oh no, I took it off, but look, that's the mounting bracket for the caliper. And then come over here, look at this one. Hang on, you can't see. Watch that caliper. Yeah, it moves. It's in there shaking. The whole thing moves. So the bolts are loose in this thing. So I'm gonna do something about the bolts. That or buy a complete kit. So fix that. And then I gotta reflare some lines because the lines I bought from AutoZone, they don't work. They were dripping. And then I gotta get back here and run a wire from there to there for brakes. This one is plumbed in. This one's on. Yeah, it's hooked in. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's in. So yeah, then I gotta do something about suspension. That's the original suspension in this damn thing, and it sags horribly. But okay guys, well, that's gonna be it. We got the AC compressor hooked on. We got the starter who's figured out why it wasn't starting or why it wasn't turning over, and I don't know, maybe it was the wire. Then again, the battery that I had in it was dead as a hammer, and I was trying to jump start it with the jumper. I don't know, it could have been that or it could have been the wire, don't know, but it is at least turning over. And to me, I didn't hear nothing with the motor, so the motor sounds healthy. I am going to do a compression test on it to make sure that it's all good. And even if it doesn't have good compression, I'm still going to drive the car. Fuck it, who cares? Because I don't have the money to rebuild it, because I'm doing everything else to the car. Plus, I have the next car that's going to come in. It's going to be the 240SX. That car is going to be the next one coming in to get built. Then out of that, it's going to be a flip between the S10 or the Impala. One of those are going to be brought in. They both need the amount of same work that each of them does, so it's a toss-up between those. But I went over and told y'all what my idea is for the Maverick to get at least back on the road and driving, and then also what's going to be on later on down the road on as I drive this car and just have fun in it. Okay, if y'all are paying close attention to this paint job, there are imperfections in this paint job. Okay, I mean, I spent $470 for the whole kit. That is primer, clear coat, all the reducers and the hardeners. Gave me extra cups, stir sticks, strainers. They even gave me a color code book. Tells me all the colors they do offer. Okay, that is pretty damn cheap for a paint like this. Now, it all comes down in how do you prep? How good are you at your mud work, your metal finishing, your welding and stuff like that? I'm good, okay? I'm not the best. There are some dings in this car that I did not see, and there might be some sand scratches here and there, but I have not found those yet. Still gotta buff this, cut and clean this, and buff this car. So I still gotta do that before I even drive it. I also gotta touch up in a couple of spots that I nicked, like putting the hood on. So yeah. So guys, it's my introduction back to YouTube. And since I got more time to work on these cars, hopefully I'll be getting this car done, and hopefully I still got my fan base that watch my videos. So guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Next video, we'll probably work on these brakes. Then again, you might actually hear this car start up and bring the monster back alive. She's gonna be loud. Get some more exhaust piping under here, and then she's gonna be a little bit quieter with Flowmasters. Not that much quieter, but a little. And I might have electric cutout so I could make it talk a lot louder. Who knows? So, okay guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.